biggest game on planet Earth. And now this grand game enters its 6th decade. We welcome you to Santa Clara and Levi's Stadium for Super Bowl 60. One game to decide it all. It's the AFC champion Denver Broncos and the champions of the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks. Wherever you are, welcome to America's great sports day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Super Bowl Sunday, 195 different countries know all about it. They're watching, Greg, and for the players, this moment. They built so much, and now it's here. A chance to take the field in the biggest football game of them all.
Yeah, we'll be here all week from every team leading up to the Super Bowl. For the players that have been here before, there's such an advantage. You know what to expect. You know what pregame feels like. You know how to handle the emotions leading up to it. But for the new players, the new coaches, no matter how much you tell them, there's still an element of uncertainty that really doesn't hit you until that ball is kicked off. So who handles it better? Who's more prepared for this stage? We're a couple minutes from finding out, and man, I think we are in for a great game.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So the Broncos come out, and Greg, they are led by their QB of the future. Found their guy with the 6th quarterback selection in the 2024 draft. Second season now for Bo Nix.
You just can't imagine the emotions and the thoughts swirling around his head as he takes the field on this opening drive, Mike. I mean, you think of the journey they've been on, their regular season, that gauntlet of playoff games through the AFC playoffs, and now here they are. He's taking the field as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl, and he's 4 quarters away from living out his dream. You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
Now, a second down throw for Nix. He connects with Mims. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
It seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Nix now on 1st and 10. That is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
The RPO, that one is complete.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
3rd down and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. It's now 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL, and Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
All week long, they just keep telling themselves it's just another game, and then reality sets in. And I promise, as he takes the field right now, Mike, the thoughts and the emotions swirling around his head, he's got to do his best to harness it. These are the games that legacies are built upon. He understands, even though he's had this long journey, he is going to be judged based on these next 4 quarters.
They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He'll rotate Cup. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. The first carry for the Spartan, Kenneth Walker. And I don't think he got that wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Charbonnet. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
6 on the play.
And I think what they're counting on there, Mike, is that the defense expects the ball to be run inside the tackles, thinking on 3rd and short, just go get the 1st down. Try to catch him off guard with the toss play, but the defense was all over it. Great speed and pursuit to the ball, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
This brought in out past the 20. And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Broncos offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. We've seen a couple of punts so far to start this game out, so they'll try it again in this scoreless game with 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. Drive starts on the ground, and this is Harvey. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
32-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Back to throw is Nix. Now they'll set up the screen for Harvey. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
14 yards.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the 1st down.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a simple hitch route, certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
He goes right back to Sutton. And he's going to be taken down after a big 2nd down pickup. But we do have a penalty marker on the field. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Handoff now for Harvey. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 16 yards. First down, Broncos.
First down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. He's taken down just shy of the 10. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
From the gun, that is a run with Harvey. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Seahawks 10-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. They're holding at the 2. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up until this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
On 1st and goal, Harvey. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal. And he'll take it on in. Troy Franklin. Touchdown, Broncos. The first touchdown of Super Bowl 60.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Broncos are off and running here in the Super Bowl. They lead 7-0. Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Going up top. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
On 2nd down, it's Darnold. He takes off, and he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
This is 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Sam Darnold scrambles from the pocket. A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Seahawks.
After a spirited first quarter here in Super Bowl 60, 7-0 is our score. And we're back in the Bay Area after this. Seahawks football beginning this 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Walker. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a 1st down.
And the Seahawks.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4. In motion is Barner. Now Darnold. Get this complete. It's Kupp again. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
1st down, Seattle.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
Darnold now on 1st and 10. That's caught. It's A.J. Barner, the tight end. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
1st and goal.
It's a gain of 29, and it's 1st and goal.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely inside the red zone.
2 yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. Walker. And he's going to go backward. Taken down at the 6.
A 4-yard loss on the
Number
play.
1 rule of run
2nd
blocking for the
and goal.
offensive line is you
At the
don't want to
Broncos'
allow penetration.
6-yard line.
It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Darnold now to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jason Myers on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. And the Seahawks will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Broncos offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Nick's going to look to throw. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 3. Straight ahead goes Harvey. He'll get past the marker, so he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harvey. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
It's a gain of 21.
A gain there of 21. Good for a Denver 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. A run once more, that's Harvey. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack. And it's clear why.
And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Throwing is Nix. He's got it about the 8. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
That's good for a Broncos 1st down. 1st and goal.
And that was just a simple read
line.
that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the 1st down.
That is caught by the tight end, Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Denver. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He gets it to go. Broncos will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Seahawks 7.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Shaheed now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Past midfield to the 45. And he'll be taken down. 13 more on that carry. He is churning out the yards. And another first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up the key third down?
We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll empty out the backfield, line up for 3rd and 3. And that is incomplete. Catching Smith and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
To throw again is Darnold. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. The Broncos offense and running back R.J. Harvey heading back to the field. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Nix. That's swung out to Harvey. And good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. Back for more on Super Bowl Sunday. After this, 2nd down, they need 3. We'll go play action with Nix. Throw here down the field. Will fall incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Here's Nix to throw. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard
You can see that he was
line.
trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
12 yards.
That's a dozen for number 12, and he's got a first down as well.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That one good for 29.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Throwing, Nix. This one not quite on target. Got him too much. That one falls incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. He's got it at the 3. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
It's 4th down.
On 4th down, the veteran Will Lutz for the Broncos field goal. This about as short as you can get. Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This will be returned from the 6. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Seahawks offense going to take over just before the half. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. In motion is Barner. On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. There's a short one taken in by Barner. Timeout Seahawks. That is their second. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
2nd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. He'll get this complete to Walker. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
First down.
Now Seattle will use the final timeout. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up here. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Darnold to throw again. And as he threw it, the pass is incomplete.
The defense had their sights set on making a big play one way or another. First, it was the initial pressure. They thought they had the quarterback for a sack, but then they get their hands on the ball, and I think if you're this offense walking back into the huddle, Mike, an incomplete pass there is probably the best possible outcome.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Really nice sequence of plays here defensively, not only to force the 3rd and long, but then you really take away all of the quarterback's options downfield, left him with nothing really else to do but to just simply throw that one away.
Here's Darnold again. Taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. Two quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Seahawks offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 5. We'll keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. He'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
A pickup there of 19 yards. First down, Seattle.
19 yards. And the Seahawks first down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Inside the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. The second down throw is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to...
the ball comes out! One of his teammates there to take it back in. He's to midfield, inside the 30. And he returns this all the way. Touchdown, Broncos. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop him with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Lutz for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Broncos up their lead. It's now 24-7.
Seahawks 7.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Shaheed now to return it. Uh-oh. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. He'll get this out wide. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. A gain there of 11. It's good for a Seahawks 1st down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page. And that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
And he'll be run out of bounds. It's a good game on 1st down. They pick up 7 yards.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Darnold to the air once more. It'll be Smith and Jigba bringing it in. And he will go all the way. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seattle. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
Now the point after drop from Myers. The kick is good. And the Seahawks back within 10. It's now 24-14.
Seahawks 14.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He connects with Mims. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 20.
They get 25 on that connection. 1st down, Broncos.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there. And that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
We'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
A gain on the play. And the Broncos, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Harvey. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 17 yards. Good for a Denver 1st down.
1st and 10.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it.
And he's in! R.J. Harvey. Touchdown, Denver.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He's got it. Broncos will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Broncos 31, Seahawks 14.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Shaheed now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Walker, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. In motion is Barner. Throwing, Darnold. Open, left side is Barner. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
On 3rd and long, here's Darnold. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up fourth down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
At their own
The Broncos offense and running back R.J. Harvey heading back to the field. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. He'll manage only a couple. Tyrese Knight in on the tackle.
36-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. That's caught right side. It's Franklin. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front. And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Nix. That is brought in downfield by Sutton. And he's into the end zone, and they are making it look easy. Portland Sutton, touchdown Broncos. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Lutz for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Broncos tack on one more to their lead.
38. Seahawks 14.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Shaheed now to return it. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. That one on target to Cup. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. Down to the final quarter in Super Bowl 60. We'll return for the fourth from Santa Clara after this. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Darnold. In trouble, and down he goes.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that 2nd down sack. Now, if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Darnold. Throw right side, hauled in by Cup. And he's out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 35. 10 yards for number 10 on that one, and it's 1st and 10.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the 4th quarter.
They run with Walker. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
Darnold to throw on 2nd down. Connects with Cup on the slant. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Good-looking screen play there, a gain of 11 and a 1st down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Kenneth Walker out of the backfield. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Open man is Jake Bobo. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. Well, 3rd and 19, no problem. They pick it up on 3rd and long. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Darnold. There's a short one taken in by Barner. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Broncos' 13-yard line.
2nd down and 8. Darnold to throw again. That is caught. And he's in. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seahawks. That his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
Now we'll get a 2-point try here. Darnold has the offense lined up.
The Seahawks will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. That'll be caught. And he gets into the end zone for the 2. So it's not over yet. It's back to a 2-score game.
22.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Jason Myers.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense headed back to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Here's Harvard, and he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Again, it's Harvey, and he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
3rd and 15.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
4th down.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
To return, it's Shaheed. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. His pass taken in by Shaheed. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
From just across the midfield stripe, Here's 2nd and 2. Off the bootleg. Here's Darnold. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
On 3rd and 2, it's Darnold. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
Anytime it's 3rd and short, you better account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what they do here. Great job by the defense, taking him down for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
Open man, it's Shaheed. That's complete. And he will have the Seahawks 1st down. Gonna have it by plenty. Huge gainer on 4th down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Here's Darnold again. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
In motion is Barner. 3rd and short yardage, and here's Darnold. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he's going to have a Seahawks 1st down. It'll wind up a gain of 5 on 4th and 2.
Sometimes it's just the obvious decision that's the correct one. I mean, the offensive line and their ability to win at the point of attack, all you need is one guy to displace the defender and just move him, and that's exactly where the play is designed to go. So you earn the trust to keep the ball on the ground in these gotta-have-it moments, and they come through. I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback, Mike. They don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off, hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands, I can do some things.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That one, take it in, middle of the end zone. A.J. Barner, touchdown, Seattle. Greg, very big touchdown there, makes it a 10-point game, and now a chance to tighten this down to a one-possession game.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. You have to go for 2 here. You got to get this thing down to 8. But this offense now has given themselves at least a chance to make a run here down the stretch in the 4th quarter.
So the touchdown was big. This almost equally as big, though. We're going to try to make it a one-score game with a 2-point conversion. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll wind up short of the goal line. So they're not able to get this back to a one-score game. The margin remains 10. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. The Broncos offense ready to get back to work. They're going to be trying to play keep away in this situation. Use as much clock as possible. Up a couple of scores as they start this drive, 1st and 10. On the give, it's Harvey. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. A run with Harvey. And this is a slight improvement over the previous play. They're going to lose yardage. They're not gaining any either. It's 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he cannot get away, brought down. And that sack will bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Broncos bringing out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Seahawks offense back onto the field. For their next possession, they'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll tuck it and take off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They come up for 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Here's a big one. This 3rd down. Throwing, Darnold. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation at that down and distance. They had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Oh, not a good throw there. That's across his body. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Michigan State.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The Broncos offense make their way out to take over once more. And this one really all over but the shouting. One timeout left defensively, but there's no need to use it here. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Second and 11. And the Broncos have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. So this, a well-deserved celebration down on the field. You know, Greg, it wasn't totally mistake-free, but about as solid a performance as you could hope to have on the big stage in the big game.
And to think about all the people that had their hand in this, Mike, of course we see on the field the players. Their ability to perform at such a high level goes without say. But then you think of the group around them, the coaching staff, their ability to game plan, and then the front office and the GM who put this roster together. Those are the efforts of a lot of people that went into this Super Bowl victory.
So that'll do it for another sensational season of the NFL on EA Sports. For our entire team and with my partner Greg Olson, Mike Tirico, good night from Santa Clara, California.